So I believe that chronic gambling comes with one possible advantage, reducing cortisol levels. And if you don't know what gambling is, it's basically the aleatory wager of pecuniary value for speculative remuneration. And
I think we know what the definition of gambling is,
yeah, I
but
think we do, but like just in case, like, you didn't know.
just in case for
Yeah,
some 6-year-olds that are watching.
yeah, of course. And honestly, I don't like support gambling because I think it's more likely to bring about more bad than good. But like I said, I believe that reducing cortisol levels is a key benefit to gambling, and I especially feel like it's due to habituation. For example, when you have your first parachute jump, you probably feel like extreme fear, right? But at that 10th jump,
It,
there's a lot less fear, and many jumps after that, your anxiety is probably like replaced with excitement. And similarly with like repeated gambling, I feel like it can feel like a lot less stressful and maybe more exciting, which would reduce cortisol levels over time. What did you think about this?
feel like the key problem with that is that, with the odd example of parachute jumping that you gave, the parachute jumping is just kind of like like it's one unit, if that makes any sense. Like you can go higher, sure, but it's like the scariness kind of stays level. With gambling, you can always just go higher. Just more money, more gambling. So I feel like the stress will also increase more, and I don't think it will. I think it will outpace the fun that you'll get or the cortisol decreases that you would get from gambling.
What do you mean?
You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, I feel like the more you do something stressful, right, the less stressful it gets. I feel like that was like the point that I was trying to make.
I agree with that, but when you're wagering more money, because like you start out maybe like a silly fantasy league with friends, you put down like $10 or like even not even just like money, just like a stupid fantasy punishment or
Yeah, like
whatever.
Discord poker
And then
night.
you go up to like 100 and then eventually 1,000 and then like 10,000. So if you were gambling like, $10 for a few years, obviously the stress would go down. But I think as the stress goes down, you bump it up to 100 and then the stress just goes back up
I
and
see.
the scariness goes back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do get it. Maybe it's not like just the money. Sometimes I feel like since you're like going to the casino with friends, often cases, right? It can make like the experience much more relaxed and less stressful. Also, like I feel like gambling could also serve like a temporary distraction from like personal problems, right? These are all factors that reduce stress and thus lower your cortisol.
I agree with that. I think you're focusing more on the casino experience though, because like gambling nowadays, recently, has been less about like the casino experience. I think the physical place was like a good, it kind of capped it in a way where you can't gamble too much. Now, most of what gambling is just like going on your phone, going on FanDuel or like some other like sports betting thing and picking like the Red Devils. If you ever heard of the Red Devils, they're just like terrible bets for like really high scores, I think. I don't really know much about sports gambling, but
I
and you just
see.
kind of lose. Like the odds are just terrible. And it's at your home, so there's not much of an inhibitor, so you can just bet a lot. And you're not really getting that social aspect, that escape that you would get from going somewhere
I think you make a
because it's
good
just from
point.
your phone.
I feel like a lot of Instagram reels that I see are like people betting on their phones. So you're right.
I
I feel
feel
like that
like
removes like the social aspect of gambling.
I feel like too many people are like polarized on this. Get it? Pun not intended. But I feel like too many people are polarized where it's like some people are like, yeah, just let them gamble. It's a free country. You know what? Just let them spend as much money as they want. And then some people are like, ban gambling entirely. But I feel like we gotta go back to the good old days where it was like gambling was like in the casinos and not on the phone.
Yeah,
Because I feel like this in the day where, we're really trying to cortisol max. We got the claviculars, we got the looks maxers. obviously, cortisol is bad, and we're trying to find ways to lower the cortisol. And I think gambling can be in the picture, but not on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's absolutely right. I feel like we need to go back to the days before when we didn't have gambling on the phone. I feel like that was prime low cortisol level like
That was
period, bro.
peak.
That
Now
was
Las
peak.
Vegas, I've heard that Las Vegas is like mid now. I went in like 2023-ish, 2022. Actually, maybe earlier. I don't remember. And that was kind of like on the downfall-ish. People were already starting to go less, like from COVID or whatever, right? But I think it's just even worse now. Like all the casinos are empty because they don't need to go to the casinos. The casinos just it's just an inhibitor for them. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that actually might be it. This might be the reason why Sin City has had its biggest fall off, because like people are now having like all-time high cortisol levels because they're not like going and gambling in person.
Wait a minute. I've just thought of an excellent business venture. I know some people might look at our past YouTube videos and think we kind of talk about this a little bit too much, but hear me out. Femboy casinos. Bring the
Wait a
people
minute.
back. How do we bring them back? The femboys.
You
Because
might be
what's going to
cooking.
differentiate, phone gambling with casino gambling, right? You can gamble more on your phone, so we've got to add something to the casinos. It's femboys.
Dude, that's it, bro.
That also lowers your cortisol.
Yeah, wait.
Because at home you're like your wife's like nagging you or whatever, and you can like just go to the casino and chill out, spend some money, hang out with the femboys, right?
Yeah. Oh my
Is there a
God.
better vacation than that?
Dude, we need to actually start this up.
I think we should start our own casino, the Femboy Casino.
Yo, we're gonna bring Las Vegas back to its prime, bro.